think we're live. Is the YouTube going though? That's the question. Mute that. Boom. Okay, so I'm guessing we're live. I didn't really say I was going to be doing anything today, but, you know, what the hey. Let's do something, shall we? We're going to pin this bad boy to the profile. There. Gonna do this. Okay, I gotta get over here. Let's get over. Bring this over here. Go back to my list. Pictures. Where's my thumbnails? Oh, yeah, that's why I did it like that. And then, of course, we need that. Now, OW. Oops. Don't need that. We need to do this. Doot. Postal. There. We draw it now. Okay. Why didn't it? There, it went. It went. Okay, it went. I'm going to close that up. There. Okay. So now we got that. Is the live up on YouTube or not? No. I don't know why it's not going on. Oh, wait. Was that it? Was that it? There it is. There it is. Okay. We want to change that to live, and we want to pop this bad boy out. And we'll bring this over here, and there. Want to have both. I like having both chats side by side here. And we'll just go here to studio, and I can say all, and I can say hello, chat. And that goes to everybody. Cool. And it works. Huzzah. Okay. So how's everybody doing today? Ugh. It's been a while. Yeah. It's been a while. So what we're going to do today is we are actually going to do a little art. I want to do some drawing. I need a new thumbnail is what I need. And here's what we're going to do. This looks good. Yeah. Open the image in a new tab. Copy image. And then file. Oops. We need to do new. Why is that in inches? Custom. Oh, I gotta. It's been a while, you know? 19. Whoops. Why isn't this working? There we go. 1920 by 1080. 300. Yeah, well, nah, I don't think we need it at 300. I think 150 is enough. 150 pixels is enough. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Illustration custom. Okay. Kablam. All right. Edit. Oh no, I don't have it. Let me do this. Copy image. Oh. So I'm going to have to save this and pull it in. Downloads. Bob Ross featured image. That works for me. Okay. And... do. Okay. Import image. Oh crap, that's right. Copy. I got to remember that. Hang on a sec. Do I have the F drive? I do not have the F drive. My computer. Oh, I do have an F drive. var app. Well, wait a minute. That's... Wait a minute. I got .local? Share. No. Oh, okay. Okay. Freedom Otter. Ah, shoot. All right, I'm going to have to create a... Which doesn't make sense, though. It only shows the .local. No, that's Flatpak, and I don't want Flatpak. App, bottles. No. Dang it. Yeah, the F drive only goes to there. Okay, so I'm going to need something. I'm going to have to do something else here. Got it. All right, so I think what I'm going to have to do here is... where's my .var? There's var app. Share. Var app. Now it only shows the bottles. So this is the first thing I gotta come across. I gotta fix here. Dang it, Gimp. That's OBS. What about the .local? Let me check local. As soon as I find it, there we go. Share. Can I do that? Can I go .local share, and then it only shows me Flatpak for some reason. What if I do this? What if I do a new folder and called it Image share. Does that work? And go back out. And I don't see it. Dang it. I think I'm going to have to add... Alright, I'm going to have to do that. That's basically what I'm going to have to do. That's basically what I'm going to have to do. Alright. Because I can't copy and paste. I don't even know if I have all my fonts. Do I have my fonts? I have to double check and see. I don't know if I have my fonts. No. No, I don't even have that. Oh, this kind of sucks. Alright, let's come on over here. Brother. I gotta get that picture in there somehow. Repo changed, overrides. See, I can't. And I can't get my, what you call it? Let's see. Settings. Hold up. Back. Task manager, dependencies. Add to library, change launch options, rename, hide program. No, none of those are working. Configure bottle settings. Game scope, synchronization, Windows version, language, working directory. Manage drives. Okay, wait a minute. This might work. Let's see. Well, yeah, it's... Okay, let's go back here. We'll go here. New folder. We'll call this CSP stuff. And we'll say select. For your host system that are mapped and recognize as devices, yada, 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 yada. Okay. So, all right, so I'm going to stop this. All right, I'm going to close this out, and then we'll restart it. So it picks it back up. Okay. Got it. And file, import image. Let's see how this works. My computer. Nope. Unless because there's nothing in there. Hold up. Let's go into the folder here on the computer. Let's see, Z drive. Okay. So, here's what we do. Copy, back, paste. And then I gotta get my fonts. I don't know if this will work, but we're gonna try it. Home, local, share, where's fonts? I may have to restart this again. So, but you saw how quick it was. Copy. Dang it. There it is. Paste. Okay, we're going to go back over here. Whoops. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Now we're cooking with gas. Okay. So let me get my fonts here. Whoops. Let me get over here to fonts. Boom. Font. Add font from files. Ah ha ha ha. Okay. All my BB fonts. As you can see, I have a ton of fonts. Let's see. Boop, 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 boop. Oh boy. Detective Ink is... let's see. Home Planet. Hussar Nova is something else. You know what? Just screw it. Control A. Can I do that? No, I can. All right, well, what do I want to work with? Well, the first one... All right, here's the thing. Here's the first one I want to work with. Editing, operation... yeah, I want to add all my fonts. Some fonts were not added. These files may not be supported, or they may have already been added. Okay. Of course. I may have to play around with this. Okay. So. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to play around with it. But anyway. Let's go ahead. Let me get this over here, and let me go ahead and get started here. Oh, I don't have my... Do I? There. There, now I got it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow. And we're going to go ahead and... let's do this. Whoops. That's not what I want. I want it uniform. Da, 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 da. No, I want to... Let's invert... No. Light, edit time, no. Object. I mean, yeah, I can I just want to expand it, dude. That's all I want to do. No, it's not going to do it like that. Shoot, I'm trying to remember. Layer. It's been a hot minute. I'm telling you, man. It's been a hot minute. Where the heck is it? Where's... Is it... It's under... Well, let's... Rasterize, merge... View... Snap to ruler, no. Transform. New layer, new fold, duplicate, delete, layer mask, frame, layer settings. Set as reference, lock layer, no, that's not it. Rasterize, merge, no, 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 no. Shoot. It's been a hot minute since I've done this, so I don't remember where half the stuff is anymore. Snap to ruler, distort. Get license. I may have to do the whole tutorial all over again. I don't know. Convert layer. It's not an animation layer. We're not doing story. Transform. There it is. How the hell did I miss that? Scale, rotate, scale. Just want to scale this son of a bitch. There. Okay. There's the one. There's the first one done. There's the first part done. Okay. Oh, wait. What the hell? Is this... There. What the hell is going on there? Okay. All right. So that part is done. Now... I need my face in there, though. How do I get my face in there? File. New. Did I do that? Did it do it, or did it just lock up on me? Did this just freaking lock on me? This is what you get for running stuff on Linux that's not meant to run on Linux. Sometimes you got to deal with this stuff. File, new. Are we back to this again? Oh, there it is. It was just hiding. Okay. I'm going to say okay there. We're going to get rid of that. All right. So we need a picture of me. Let me see if I can find a pic. Let me see if I got a picture of me in here somewhere. I don't think I do, but we'll see. Pictures. Camera. You know what? We're just gonna, here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna go ahead and take a picture of me. Oh, because the camera's in use. Got it. Got it. Okay. Let's do it this way then. Do 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 do. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's gonna make me do the two-factor here. Ah, stop. Yeah, allow. Okay. Do. Yes, trust this computer. Yeah, you can't see any of this stuff, I know. Do I have... Well, let me take a look at... Let me go back over here. It's a straight-on face. Okay. Do I have anything I can use? I gotta. Do. Otherwise, I'm going to have to take a picture. Albums. Recents. Well, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. Do that. We're going to put the headphones down for a minute because I want a clean shot. Okay, so we're going to do this. Let's do portrait mode. That'll work. I think that'll work. All right, now we just wait for it to upload to iCloud. Do. All right, I'm going to go back over here. Okay, I'm there. Hope everybody's having a good Saturday so far. Enjoying themselves. Do. Yeah. Let's go down. There it is. Download. It's kind of crappy, but all right, it works. Yeah. 3349. And we go to downloads. There it is. Copy. Paste. File. Import image. Hey, look at that! It worked. Edit. Transform. Scale. And what we want is my face. That's it. So I can cut out all of that. Okay, there we go. All right. We'll go from my nose out. Can we do that? I don't think, maybe. I don't know. No, we don't want to do that. I think we need to do something more drastic. We need to do something more drastic. The lasso. We need to do the lasso, and I can't see chat. So let me fix this. To be able to see the chat. Get that over there. There. Now I can see the chat. All right. Let's do this. Back to the lasso. And then we'll just do... edit, copy, back over here, edit, whoops, paste, and boom. Stupid, right? We want soft, and let's see here. Boom, boom. I want to kind of look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. I know, right? It's almost creepy, right? Yeah. It's creepy. Why is it so creepy? I don't know. Do. Say hi in the chat if you're watching. How's it going? If you're watching on X, come on over to Rumble. You can hop in the chat. Say hi. I just shaved today, too. Yep, Bob Ross has a bigger beard in this picture. Am I defiling Bob Ross? I don't know, but... yeah, that's got to get... whoops. That's got to get kind of twisted around there, and then we'll go there. And then... it's been a hot minute since I've used Clip Studio, so I just reinstalled it this week because I ran into some issues. I wasn't running into issues. I got a little cocky with wine. Okay? That's basically what it was. I was trying to get it to work correctly. Oh God. Oh God. What the What the fuck? What the fuck am I doing? What the absolute fuck am I doing? Okay. God, this is terrible. All right. We're going to get in here now. I'm going to brush down a little. Oh, that's a little too small. Bring it up just a little. There we go. It's just, I don't know, man. It seems a little wrong to be doing this. Don't ask me why, it just does. And there you go. God. Looks terrible. You know what? That's the point. I want it to look weird, and I don't really want it to look weird. I just want it to look different. And then looks like a... I mean, that's supposed to be soft, but that looks like a super hard kind of thing there. But then it's... You know why? It's because of... I need to blend. That's what I need to do. I need to blend it. I need to blend it. I should be streaming this on the... Yeah. God. What the hell am I doing? What the hell am I doing? I think what I'm probably going to end up having to do here is I'm probably going to have to play around with the hue and saturation in that. So, oh man, is this freaking hilarious or what? Seriously. This is just hilarious. I know once I zoom out and I take a look at this, I am going to lose it. I am just going to lose it. I know I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna fucking lose it. It's gonna be hilarious. Okay, let's fix this. Let's zoom. Oh man. Oh man. What the hell am I doing? What the hell am I doing? What the hell am I doing? Oh god. Oh god. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Oh wait. I don't want to do that. I want to go in. Let me try going in here. Now that looks okay. That looks a little bit, yeah. That looks a little bit better. Holy moly. What the hell? Dude. Dudes, what am I doing? Dudes, what am I doing? What the F am I doing? Okay, I may have to invite the wife down here to see this. This is just frickin'. Wait a minute. I gotta redo that. I gotta go from the outside in because it's just, yeah, right here. I gotta. That is just frickin' hilarious. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. I'm asking the wife to come down here and look at this. She's gonna lose it. Gonna lose it. This is good. This is good. Oh man. Oh god. Oh god. Oh brother. Please, please come down. I hope she's coming. I hope she's coming. This is just. Where the hell is she? Oh man, that's just wrong. That is just so, so wrong. Oh boy. Let's see. No, window. No. It's just bad. I thought it was maybe it's under here. Colorize. Yeah, colorize. No. Shading. No. Tonal correction. There we go. Brightness, contrast, posterization. Let's try the tone curve here. Where the hell is it? I don't know. Should I do opacity? Is that almost jives, dude? That almost jives. I think I need to just. It was under edit, transform, scale and rotate. That's just freaking hilarious. That's just fucking hilarious. Now if I could just get that tone, if I could just get that tone right. There we go. No, that's. Can I auto adjust? No, cancel. No, that didn't do it. That's not it. I wonder if it's. I have to. Yeah, I may just leave it like that because it just looks that stupid. Oh, God. Oh, my God. I wonder if I have to rasterize this. I may have to rasterize it. And then let's see if it'll let me do it. Yes. Now it'll let me do the hue and all that. Okay. Yeah. Holy cow. No. Saturation. Let's drop the sat or up the sat here. That's close. Drop the loom. Okay, so if I go here and do the same, layer, I gotta rasterize that. Okay. Oh, God. We need to up the saturation a little. No. No. I think we're close, though. I don't know. What do you think, chat? What do you think? You think we're close? I think we got this. I think we're onto something here. I think we're really onto something here. I really do. Oh boy. Oh my God. What the hell, man? What the hell? What the hell? What are we doing? What are we doing? All right, so we got that. All right, need to, okay, we gotta. Why won't it add a font? Font. What do we want? Where's the icon? Where's my font? There it is. Ah, there we go. No, that's impact. I don't want impact. There it is. Yeah, we don't want the outline either. So we're going to turn off the outline. Save settings as default. Okay. All right, and then we'll just drop it here. This is just too good. Too good. I don't know anymore. And you know what? Let's just change the color. Okay. All right, and hang on. How do I change the? How do I change that color? Oh, there it is. The edge color. There it is. And I can change the thickness and all that. Okay. No. No, we go that one. God, what the hell have I done? What one's that? That is what? And then I can go back to here. Justify text, anti-aliasing. Okay. I want to change the kerning. Text, edge, border color. Wait, I can do a border color? Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, neat. Okay. I didn't know I could do that. That should be in there, though. Yeah, you need to see this. I'm live streaming, just so you know, but I'm doing a thumbnail.
Jeez. Catherine would like that. I'll show her what reminds me of the picture.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh, I have impressed the wife, ladies and gentlemen. I have gotten it. I have done it. I have impressed the wife. Oh man. Holy crap. Okay, I need the Rumble logo in here too. We got to have the Rumble logo. So let me get this back up and find it and put it in here. Holy crap. Okay. Oh, man. Okay. Yeah, I gotta go. I think it's in pictures, logos, Rumble. Yeah, it's PNG. Okay, PNG. Yep. This is just wrong on so many levels. It is wrong on so many levels. Oh God. Oh God. Yes. Apply. Oh my God, so many levels. So many levels. Do we want to do gray? Let's see. Gray works better. Yeah. Holy cow. Holy cow. I think I need to change that text here a little. I think... Yeah, that one works better. Yeah. Oops. Cancel that. God, I don't know what the hell is wrong with me. What the hell is wrong with me? Okay, we're gonna use this. This is what we're gonna go with this. We're gonna go with this. File. We gotta save as. Save as. Gotta go to right here. We're gonna do this as PNG, and we're gonna call. What are we gonna call this? Let's see. Draw with Otter. Thumbnail. Okay. Whew. Oops. Back over here. Where the hell? Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. What the hell? Oh, yep. Yes. There. I was like, wait a minute. Where did it go? There we go. This is just, I don't know. Rumble video here. Yeah. Drawing with Otter. God. What the hell? That's I'm sorry. That's just hilarious. I'm sorry, that's just hilarious. That's just hilarious. Hi to everybody in chat. Hope everybody's having a great day. All right, so what are we gonna do now? I've done a thumbnail like I wanted. I think maybe I don't know. I've got a bunch of reference images, so I can do maybe something for Ms. Metal, one of my my main character here. Let's see here. Let's see. Entire body. Girl with smartphone poses for cuddly poses, running poses, casual poses, combat, combat punch, combat kicks, comic book. Here's some comic book ones. This is like falling. You know what? Let's do this. Poses for girls. Do 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 do. Yeah, we're gonna do that one. All right, file, new. I don't like that this does that. I gotta change it up. Okay. Boom. Custom. That works. Okay. Oh wait, no. No. File, close. We can close that one. Do not save. File, new. Hate that it doesn't pop up on top. Custom B4 inches. 10 by 14. You know what? That's fine. F it. That's fine. So I'm gonna need my there we go. Let's take away the paper. There we go. Okay, so now we go back to pose. Ooh, we could do a sassy model pose. Let's do a sassy model pose. No. Just, I gotta poses for girls. Where's that one that I had? I think it was back up towards the top. Cheesy cake photo. It was like cheesy cake. I think it was it this one? I think it was this one. Yep, it was this one. We gotta work this. We gotta fix that. Shadows, okay, light source. There we go. That looks pretty decent, right? Yeah? I think that looks pretty decent. All right, let's zoom in. Whoop. Yeah, okay. Let's zoom in on her just a little bit here. Yeah, that's like, yeah, like that. There. I think that works. That works. That works. Drop that. Oh, no, wait. That's got to be... Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. So we're going to do pencil. No, we need pencil. Yeah, mechanical pencil works. Mechanical pencil works. We are the show. Oh, Dean, thanks, man. Thanks for reposting that. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. All right. How big do I want here? Yeah, I guess that's okay. I guess that's okay. 10, how about 12? Okay. I don't want, you know what? Let's do lighter pencil. We'll go to 12. That works. Okay, that works. That works. We're going to go, yep. All right, that works. All right. Let's yeah, we'll do that. We'll do this. No, you know what? Let's just do this. There. Much better. A little too bright for me. Okay. Oh, that's too thick. Yeah, that's way too thick. Go down to 10. No. 7. That works. All right. That works. And then, yeah, a little more like that. Okay. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I gotta. Let's take that off. I think I work better with the black. And honestly, let's see, 6. Let's turn that back off. Yeah, that works. That works. I am working in Clip Studio Paint. I've been. This is version 2. I've been meaning to. I've been meaning to update to version 3. Well, now they've got 4 out, but I mean, honestly, I don't need to go up to 4 right now. I'd rather just stick to 3 for now. But yeah, I need to do some stuff here. It's been a while since I've done anything, so I need to get some stuff done here. What I would like to do at some point is, my thinking is, during live streams, maybe doing like, you do like a $5 rant, you get a, a 3x5, black and white card, trading card sized picture I draw live on the stream, and I'll send it to you or something like that. That kind of thing. That's kind of what I was thinking. So, honestly, you know what? Let's do this. Just because it's been a while, we're just gonna go ahead and let's do some loosening up here, because I have no clue really what I want to do. So let's just loosen up some stuff here. Let's get loose. And I don't have any music on. I should have some kind of music going. You know? Whoops. Boom. Yeah. Yeah. I just need to get loose here. Yeah. Been a while. Yeah, I guess they do. I guess they really do. Is Cool Frog in here? I didn't even see. Is he? Oh, Cool Frog. Hey, man. How's it going? Yeah, it seems like whenever I did the last drawing stream I did, it seemed people liked it, And I really haven't done this in a long time. I really haven't. When I tried doing stuff on YouTube, not many people really came in to watch, because it's even on YouTube. It's, if you honestly, if you really want to start with a small channel, Rumble's the better way to go. And then you can kind of use, because I'm using Studio right now, Rumble Studio, to also multi-stream over to YouTube. So that's kind of where I think that's a good way of kind of starting to build. And plus, you don't have to worry about all of the. Yeah, good to see you too, Cool Frog. It's been a while. It's you can't. I don't know. I'm not a fan of YouTube. I'm really not. I mean, they got a lot of stuff on there, but honestly, I'd rather play around on Rumble. Honestly. All right, let's see if I can. It's been a while. Let's see if I can do this. It's been a while. You know. Yeah. So we'll see. Mostly on the lurk. Got some yard work I'm doing. Nothing fun, but it's overcast today. Yeah, it's nice and sunny up here near Albany, but it's warm too. I forgot what the temperature was. It's supposed to get up to like 80 something today, which I was already outside today. I already mowed my front lawn and I already took my shower and everything. I'm all set. So, not the boss of you. I'm not the boss of me. I'm not the boss of me, bitch. I, I don't know. Why do I swear when I stream? I don't know. Bitch. Maybe I have Tourette's. Do you think I have Tourette's? Am I like Tourette's guy? Fuck salt. All right. But anyway. It's 70. Oh man. Thank God for you, man. Yeah, I'm not going to use. What the? Where'd that come from? Where'd that come from? Bitch. Okay, but anyway. Let me know what you guys think. Am I a shit artist or what here? I don't know. Get the lawn done, weed whacking, leaf blower. Got to work on the porch so my raccoons have a nice place to gather. Yeah, there you go. You gotta. The Ottoman Empire and the Raccoon Confederacy are very close friends. So yes, anywhere you can do good by the raccoons is aces in my book. All right. Yeah. Let's just get that out of the way. All right. The Raccoon Confederacy and the Ottoman Empire are fast, fierce friends. Okay? So we support the raccoons. Now the Opossum Confederacy, those sons of bitches. Yeah. Fuck them. Fuck possums. See, I'm Tourette's guy. I am Tourette's guy. I am Tourette's guy. I am the new Tourette's guy. He's still kicking, but I want to be the Tourette's guy of Rumble. He says fuck salt. Fuck paprika. There. I got to do my own thing. Fuck paprika. What was I doing? Oh yeah. New vector. No, I want vector. What's the vector, Victor? Up your ass, Chuck. All right. Yeah, this is probably not going to go very far on YouTube because I keep swearing. Okay. Number 2. Let's get back here. Let's get my purple color. I like doing purple. I like doing purple. It's purple, people. It's the purple people eater. Fucker better take a lactate pill. All right. No. Yeah. Do. Don't ask me why. I have the theme to Tron in my head right now. Yeah, I have no fucking clue why. I'm just a weird dude, I guess. I don't know. Stream of consciousness. Your stream of consciousness. Thanks for listening to Stream of Consciousness Radio. Consciousness Radio. See? I'm so out of practice with radio, I can't even fucking talk straight, man. What the fuck? All right. What kind of clothes am I gonna put on her? I don't know. I don't know what kind of clothes I'm gonna put on her. Like anybody freaking asked. You know, I'm just drawn, dude. I'm just warming up. Trust me, this is not gonna be anything that's like, you know. It's not going to be anything crazy or whatever, you know? Because trust me. Look, see? It's very Edward G. Robinson of me, too. See? If you know who Edward G. Robinson is, give me a thumbs up in the chat. If you don't know who Edward G. Robinson is, go fucking look him up. Damn fine actor, right? You skin a bitch. Okay. See, I can't draw hands either. I can throw them, but I can't draw them. Okay. I should just, you know what? God, Beavis. It sucks. It all sucks. Close. The fuck, Beavis? Do not save. Alright, let's do new. B4. B4. Bingo. Alright. Rough pencil. I'm going to do rough pencil here. Let's do rough. Gruff the kind dog. Yeah. I don't know really what I'm doing. Honestly. I don't. I'm just drawing because I have something to do here. I'm just going to kind of, you know. Fuck it. We'll just do some faces. Let's do some faces. Let's work on some expressions. We'll do expressions. And believe it or not, I actually do have just about full a full script for a comic, a couple of comics actually, but I've just never kind of worked on them really. You know, I should, right? She looks very mean. Oh yeah, you know what? This could be Psionic Sadist, my one character. She's very mean. Psionic Sadist is very... She's... As the name implies, she has psionic powers. She likes to rip people's minds apart. She's not very nice. There's only one person that she's nice to. And that's my character's name is... his name is AJ. He is a hero. They knew each other back in college. So she's like an entitled rich girl. And, yeah, it didn't come out as good as I'd like. But anyway. So, her name's... This is... oh, no. So this is Psionic Sadist, all right? Her real name is Veronica, but AJ calls her Ronnie. Okay, then you got guess we'll have to do this the old-fashioned way here. God, that's terrible. All right, let's do this. Let's just do that. That's the easier way of doing it. So we got AJ here. All right, so this is AJ. He's a hero. He's got his cape here. Okay. He is called Photon. All right. His name is AJ. Everybody calls him AJ. So, here's the story. AJ is from is from a parallel universe. In that parallel universe, the Nazis won World War II and basically took over the universe, took over the planet, okay? Their version of Hitler, whoever it was working on kind of some looking at advanced kind of technology for basically like time travel or something. They came across some kind of interdimensional travel. Well, basically AJ's parents were he was technically grown to be a super soldier, essentially. So his parents, after finding out about this new technology where they discovered how to jump different dimensions, they made contact with the dimension that AJ is in now, where there's a bunch of heroes and everything, and essentially made contact with a group of heroes called the Guardians. The Guardians agreed to take. They couldn't come into the other universe and basically wipe everything. It was just it was too much, and they didn't see the ethical reason to interfere in another, even though people were being oppressed and killed and everything else. But they decided, okay, look, if you guys want to come to our dimension, if you come here, we will protect you. So basically, there was they started a whole kind. They started like an attack on the facility where AJ was. Him and his two little brothers, all basically genetically grown and modified. Basically, the Guardians were able to get AJ and his two brothers to safety. They couldn't save the parents. They closed the rift, and then something happened that basically I never came up with a reason why. Nobody's been able to reopen the rift to cross dimensions. So, long story short, AJ, they discover he has powers. They raise him. The Guardians, basically, a couple of members of the Guardians raise him and to become a hero in their world. Now, the trick being is he goes to college. He meets Veronica. Him and Veronica fall in love, yada yada. But they discover, oh, we have powers. You should come. We'll train. My stepfather will train you. And then Veronica's like, no, why? That kind of thing. So they go their separate ways. She becomes a villain. He's a hero. And over the course of time, they have this back and forth, this philosophical morality kind of thing going on. And that's basically how all of that ends up. So that's basically Psionic Sadist and AJ. Okay. Now we come to AJ's middle brother, Simon. So Simon has this unique ability called sidetracking. What is sidetracking? Well, basically, sidetracking, it's been a while since I've drawn him. Give me a sec here. So this is Simon, also known as Phase. So Simon basically has the ability of sidetracking, which essentially is you're looking at something, you're concentrating on something, then all of a sudden Simon comes along and he just gives you the whammy, and it's like you totally lose focus on it. It's like, oh, look, there's that thing. There's a little bird over there or something like that. You totally lose. Meanwhile, he can walk up, he can grab it and take it and walk away, and you never even notice him. You just like, oh, and when he gets out of range, he's like, what the hell happened? Where's the thing I was looking at? That kind of thing. So he can use that basically to infiltrate, but he's also got martial arts abilities. He can fight, so he can protect himself. But essentially, he can kind of quote-unquote turn himself invisible without actually doing anything to actually bend light or anything. He just makes your mind not pay attention to him. He calls that sidetracking. So that's his ability here. That's what Simon's ability is. And then AJ has another younger brother, Simon's other. They're all kind of, and that is Benjamin. So Benjamin is the youngest of them all. Okay. Benjamin's ability is he has a super logical mind. But the trick is he doesn't have a lot of emotion because with his super logical mind, he doesn't see a need for it. So he doesn't smile a lot. Also, he was infected by a computer virus, an organic virus, computer virus. So now Benjamin has the ability to interface with computers and project his mind into cyberspace. AKA think of Tron, which is probably why I've been having. So Benjamin here can link himself into the cyber world, project himself into the cyber world. So this is Benjamin. Benjamin does not like to be called Ben or Benji or anything like that. It is Benjamin, and he will correct you. But he goes by the name Bitstream. He can project himself into cyberspace through physical contact with a computer that is networked, or he can basically just kind of project himself into the computer world, the cyber world, which is kind of like a subatomic dimension, essentially. So yes, kind of like Tron. That's kind of where I got the thing from Tron. So him and AJ. Oh, I got rid of AJ. Let me redraw AJ. Hang on. Yep, so I'm letting you in on some of the lore here from my... And I should preface... So AJ here. Okay. And I didn't say what AJ's powers was. AJ can basically take light and reconstruct it into into energy. Basically, he can transmute light energy into another type of energy, like plasma or lasers or something like that. Kind of like what Dazzler from the X-Men can do, but Dazzler does it with sound. She could take sound and essentially convert it into energy, so for like lasers and that. That's why Dazzler sings. When she sings, she can take that energy and she can take that sound energy and convert it into laser energy, that kind of thing. So kind of like the opposite, a little bit of the opposite of Dazzler. But AJ can basically take light and turn it into another type of photonic energy or, heat, that kind of thing. So these three guys are all brothers. Okay? They're all brothers. They were all taken in by a hero named Paul Gamble. Okay? So here's the thing with Paul, though. Let me just kind of draw in Paul here. So Paul basically is a scientist. He was working on genetic modification, which is how, he was able to kind of talk the language of these guys' parents, because they were into doing genetic research and modification, all that. Paul was doing genetic research, but he was doing it with birds, and he was working with the starling species, the subgroup of starlings, basically, which is why he is known as the remarkable starling. Okay? This is Paul Gamble. Okay. Paul Gamble, the remarkable starling. scientist. He has the ability of flight. He has a scream, like a sonic scream, and he is very strong. And he's got like this 80s hairdo, this frizzy kind of hairdo. Now, I should mention, these three guys are my creation. I created these three. Paul is the creation of my friend Michael, who we call Miker. All of these guys are from the Marvel superhero role-playing game. We all created these characters for the Marvel superhero role-playing game back in the 80s from TSR. That's where they come from. Okay? Mike said I could use his characters for my stuff. So, great. That's what I do. So we have the remarkable Starling here. And you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. We're going to move this over here. Okay? And then I'm going to do this. Wait a minute. No, I got to do this. Got to do this again. Edit. Transform. Scale that down a little. Okay, and then, okay, there. Boom. So there you go. Remarkable Starling, Paul Gamble. He's basically their stepfather. Now, they have a stepmother. I've drawn her before on stream. Okay. So her name okay, she goes by the hero name Fortune. She is former Chinese state security. She defected, and she has psionic abilities. Everybody calls her Cookie. So she's affectionately known as Fortune Cookie. That is her code name is Fortune, but and she has this straight black hair. She's also a martial artist. She is the one who taught the boys how to fight. Thank you, Dean. Appreciate that. Yeah. So she taught the boys how to fight. And she took her mother duties very seriously. She was very enamored with the American dream, the American way of life. So she is called Fortune. Everybody calls her Cookie because that's what she likes to be called. So she goes by Fortune Cookie. So her name is Cookie Gamble. She married Paul. Paul is a widower. His wife was killed in a car accident. They're tragic and all that. He does have another daughter, Penny. Penny Gamble, but she also has powers. When Miker created her, basically, I never really got the gist of what her powers were. She has like butterfly wings, but I kind of don't really use her in the universe. She shows in some storylines. She does show up and says hi. She's very friendly with her stepbrothers. She loves her stepbrothers, that kind of thing, but she doesn't really do much in that regard. She has her own separate life. She's not in the hero business. She kind of played with it. She was into it for a little while, then decided, no, that life is not for me. So Penny is not really part of that. Now, that brings us, okay, that brings us to our benefactor, who basically, so here's how here's how things went down. So Paul and Cookie take in AJ, Simon, and Benjamin. All right. AJ is all about the life. He's into it. He becomes like the leader of the group, that kind of thing. Simon, he's kind of got middle child syndrome. He is kind of, he's not very happy with things. It's always Marsha kind of stuff. So Simon kind of goes his own way. He leaves the group. Simon ends up, as he gets older, ends up becoming working for the CIA. Because of his sidetracking ability, it makes him a great field operative. He can kind of sneak in, he can get intelligence, he can get out. So that is Simon phase. He joins the CIA. And in some of my storylines, basically, he still has a chip on his shoulder when it comes to Paul. Something with Paul gives him makes him have a chip on his shoulder. Cookie doesn't really have any kind of issues with Cookie, but he knows because she's married to Paul that, he's not antagonistic. He's not angry with Cookie. He loves Cookie as his mom, but he's kind of standoffish because he doesn't really want to have to deal with Paul. Okay? And when it comes with AJ, it's more like, look, AJ, you know what? You do your thing. I don't really want to deal with you, dude. Yeah, you're my brother. I don't really want to deal with you. That kind of thing. And then there's Benjamin, I drew Benjamin kind of off farther to the side because Benjamin is, it's like a Vulcan thing. He loves his brothers. He loves his father, his stepfather and stepmom, but he doesn't really compute that kind of thing into his everyday life. He sees Cookie, it's like, oh, hello, mother. How are you today? That kind of thing. He sees Simon, it's good to see you. It's been a while. Simon's like, yeah, okay. And then AJ's like, oh, Benjamin, yes, great, wonderful to see you. Yada, he is the caring brother. He is the caring brother. So basically, this is the Gamble family right here. This is the Gamble family. Needless to say, all of this, all of them, all of this kind of stuff, the family dynamic and everything, happened during the early, starting in the early 80s and kind of moving on. Now, here's the trick. These people are called alters, altered humans. They do not age at the same rate that you and I age because of, they were altered. Their genetic structure was altered. Needless to say, there's other heroes out there. Obviously, these are the ones I've kind of started focusing on to work on and basically bring in my character, who is Leslie Rose Stewart. Her name, let's see. Oh, let's do new. Yep. Okay, so Leslie Rose Stewart. I just kind of cut her chin a little. Boom. You know what? We're gonna make it a little bit bigger here. Okay. Excuse me. I burped. So she's got a little bit more of a. Yeah. So she's basically the child of one of the former heroes. So back in the day, back during the 80s when everybody was, doing their thing, there was a hero. She called herself Pinball Wizard. She basically had some kind of like organic skin covering that it was alien in nature, and I never really, I kind of played with the idea of how she got it and that kind of thing. But anyway, she was kind of like a reluctant hero kind of deal. And she got this organic skin, metal armor. And she called herself Pinball Wizard because back in the day, that was her thing, was pinballs, because she basically, she could basically manipulate this metal. Think of Green Lantern's ring. He can create constructs from will out of this green, the green energy, the will energy. She can do the same thing with this metal, this organic skin covering metal. So essentially, Rose's mom here called herself Pinball Wizard. She was entrapped in this metal. She didn't like it. Benjamin comes along and helps figure out how to separate her from the metal. So they separate the metal. They keep it, they get it off her. She goes on, Rose's mom goes on to live a normal life. She gets married. She has Rose. Her genetic structure was slightly modified, not to the point where she ages slower, like AJ, Ben, Paul, and Cookie. But it's changed enough that that when she has Rose's genetic structure is obviously modified. So Rose's power, she doesn't really have a power when she's born. But she comes into contact with the metal. She finds a sample of it somewhere. I'm kind of playing around with the idea of how she got it. But she comes into contact with the metal that her mom had on her. And essentially, it bonds with her, but because of her genetic modification, she has more ability to control it. So she can make herself look like herself, but she can then call upon this metal to cover her body. So, but the trick is, okay, Leslie, okay, so Leslie basically can essentially control the metal like, Green Lantern can control the energy in his ring, make constructs. But she can't project them out or anything like that. She can't make like guns or anything like that. But she can make like baseball bats. She can make like bow staffs. She can create kind of like a sword, that kind of thing. But she can kind of create like, she can like shoot like the metal out of like her wrists, her hands, that kind of thing. She can make like kind of like whips, that kind of stuff. But she can't create like complex things like guns and that kind of thing. So she can't shoot bullets, but she can shoot like, little soft versions of bullets, like balls, musket balls, that kind of thing. But they won't kill anybody, but they will, trust me, they'll knock the wind out of you. So she calls herself Ms. Metal. And basically what happens is, she's more of a modern girl. She wants to be an influencer on Instagram or social media, that kind of thing. But she likes fashion. So she's a rich girl because her mom married into some money. They made money. They're very rich. But she wants to be like an online influencer. So she focuses mostly on fashion. But she doesn't seem to get any traction as just herself. So she comes across the metal that her mom used and thought, hey, I could be like a quote-unquote superhero fashionista. So she basically allows the metal, she somehow figures out how to use the metal. She's a smart girl. She knows a little bit about her mom's past. So she figures out how to use the metal, but the metal fuses with her because of her genetics. She's able to control the metal to come out when, to cover her body when she wants to. So basically she uses it and becomes the superhero fashionista on social media. but that gets the eye of a lot of the older villains that have been kind of laying low. They remember Pinball Wizard. They remember Starling. They remember Fortune Cookie. They remember Photon. They remember Phase. They remember Bitstream and a whole bunch of these other heroes that we have. I'll throw out a few names. There's Swiss Army Man. There is the Olympian. There is, who else is there? There's Sergeant Justice. There's Corporal Punishment. Yeah, we had weird names for all these. And all of these heroes, okay, all of these heroes come from our Marvel superhero campaigns. So there's a ton of them out there. We've got all of these. I got a bunch of the character sheets that I've liberated of my own. Plus, I've got some of my other friends that they left at my house when I was a kid when we played in my parents' basement. I got a lot of these guys. So I got a ton of hero. I got a ton of stuff to work with, and then I've got other, I've got other ideas that I've come up with. But anyway, so Leslie here, whose middle name is Rose. Everybody calls her Rosie. That's her nickname, Rosie. So she has the ability to manipulate this metal and use it. She calls herself Ms. Metal, the superhero fashionista. Well, this brings in this gets the attention of a lot of the older villains and all that. One of which being Mayhem. So Mayhem, he uses a mask. So basically, he just uses a mask. Do 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 do. And so Mayhem is a rogue. He's basically former Mossad. He's gone rogue. He is now a mercenary. He works for whoever will pay him the most money, basically. Okay? He wears special kind of body armor. Now, he does have a specialized power. His specialized power is he can basically turn off his pain receptors. But his whole thing is he calls himself Mayhem because that's what he does. He creates mayhem in the world for the highest bidder, whoever pays him. That's what he does. So he wears basically like a specialized kind of, you call it a hockey mask, whatever, you can call it a hockey mask if you want, but it's not really a hockey mask. It's a specialized mask. It's got it's got information system and sensors and all that kind of stuff, and it feeds him information. So basically, he's a mercenary for hire that can basically turn off his pain receptors and just cause a lot of mayhem. Bombs. He's an expert with weapons, bombs, machine guns, firearms, that kind of stuff. And he basically he works for the highest bidder. And the highest bidder is usually a dude named Davis. Everybody calls him Mr. Davis. So he's this very, this is Mr. Davis. He's just this kind of he's this very kind of like gangly kind of dude. He's got this weird haircut like this. It's like almost like it's got this this bowlish kind of cut. But he's always dressed in a suit. He's always in a suit. you know. But this is Davis, Mr. Davis. Here's the thing, though. The thing about Davis is he's actually a demon. Nobody realizes it. Nobody knew it. Yes. A demon from hell. That is what he is. He basically got tired of working for you know who and said, I'm going to go do my own thing. I'm out. So he comes to Earth, basically. He comes to the mortal plane and says, yeah, this is going to be my deal. I'm going to be a successful businessman, and I'm going to basically be human and make a fortune. So he figures, well, I got to be, this is, and he comes to the Earth, this is like the this is like the 80s, 90s kind of thing, the whole yuppie generation kind of thing. So he sees kind of like what, he's kind of like a Trump fan, and there's no, this all happened before everybody hated on Trump. This is back when everybody loved Trump. Everybody loved him back in the 80s and 90s. I mean, look, he was in freaking Home Alone. He was in Home Alone 2. Everybody loved Trump. So all of a sudden, because he gets into politics, though, it's like everybody hates him. He's a fascist. He's a racist. He's this, he's that, and everybody. Back in the 80s, everybody loved Trump, and so did Davis. He looked up to him as a businessman because everybody loved Trump. But basically, Davis is really just, he is he's a demon who wanted to be a businessman. He wanted to be rich. He could have done it, he could have and he uses his powers to do that kind of thing. But yeah, so he usually hires Mayhem here. And it's Mayhem. Cool. So that's basically our team here. That's basically so essentially Ms. Metal, she becomes a superhero fashionista. She catches the eye of some of the older heroes, that kind of thing. The older villains, I should say. And basically, Davis reemerges. So here's basically what happened. So all our heroes here, these guys here, as well as many other heroes in our fictional universe, and this all happened during a role-playing game session. So basically, Davis had gotten super powerful. And all the heroes basically had to try to defeat Davis. Think of like a Secret Wars kind of thing. So all the heroes in our role-playing universe got together. They fought Davis, got him back down into hell, defeated him enough that he was trapped in hell for a while, but at the cost of a few lives. One of them being one of my characters, the Olympian. So Olympian was, just like I said, just like his name implies, he was an Olympian. But he was born with these enhanced abilities. Think of like Captain America, kind of. So Olympian here, yeah, I don't know why I did all that, but yeah. Just, we'll just kind of, but Olympian basically, kind of like from like Johnny Cage from Mortal Kombat kind of deal. But he basically had enhanced strength. He could fly. He was kind of like a Superman kind of thing. Didn't have like the heat vision, the cold breath, and all that kind of stuff. But he was very super strong. Okay, essentially, Olympian turned out to be, and he's got like the brownish hair. He's got brown hair. But basically Olympian. Olympian was basically the son of Apollo and a mortal woman. So he's a demigod. Did I? No. Apollo. Yeah, Apollo. He's a son of Apollo. The bastard son of Apollo, basically. Apollo came to Earth after Zeus had commanded that, no more gods go to Earth. But Apollo was like, I gotta get my thing on. So he went to Earth. He basically rizzed up a mortal woman, and stayed on Earth for a little while and had Olympian. Olympian grew up to be an Olympian. He was an Olympic athlete. Turned superhero, kind of like Johnny Cage became, a action movie star into a champion of Earth in the Mortal Kombat realm, kind of sort of like that. But he actually had godlike powers. He can fly, and he has super strength. And basically, Olympian was killed by Davis. This did not make Apollo happy. This did not make Zeus happy. So Zeus and Apollo, Zeus couldn't break his own law, but Apollo had already done that. But Apollo was in the doghouse with, Apollo being Zeus's son, Zeus being his, being Olympian's grandfather. He was not happy with Davis. So what did Zeus do? Zeus helped find something that could stop Davis. The Spear of Destiny. This is the spear used by the Roman guard who stabbed Christ on the cross. It became an enchanted, so it became the Spear of Destiny. It became a holy artifact. And basically, it was Zeus basically as a favor to God and for his son Jesus Christ, because they knew that this artifact was so powerful that if mortal man was to use it, somebody could basically undo much of the work that Christ did. So, as a favor to God and to Christ, Zeus took the Spear of Destiny and hid it until Davis killed Olympian, Zeus's grandson, Apollo's son. They were not happy. So Apollo went to Zeus and said, Dad, I need the Spear of Destiny. And Zeus was like, why? Because I'm going to give it to the heroes to use against Davis and defeat him. So Zeus, being the bitter, God that he is, said, okay, this is your responsibility, though. If God comes a-calling about this is on you. And Apollo was like, okay, all right, fine. I'll take the heat. So Zeus gives it to Apollo. Apollo gives it to his son, the Olympian, Kurt. Kurt is, they're using it to defeat Davis, basically. Kurt dies during the fight. So AJ and Simon pick up the spear. and they take on Davis. They stop Davis using the power of the spear, and then give it back to Apollo afterwards. So, but Kurt dies using the spear trying to stop Davis, basically. They give, well, I mean, yeah, I kind of retcon things there, I just realized, in the storyline. See, I don't have this all written down, that's why. But essentially, Davis kills Kurt. Zeus and Apollo give the spear to defeat Davis. They defeat Davis. They take the spear back. Everybody lives happily ever after until recently in the 2000s. Davis figures out how to get out of hell again and comes back. And then, but all the heroes have pretty much retired, you know. Basically, Paul and Cookie are still around. AJ's still around. Simon's working for the CIA. Benjamin is doing scientific research. And, you know, all of a sudden, Rose finds her mom's organic metal, comes to the forefront. Davis, who has come back, sees this, okay, says, Mayhem, I need that metal. I'm going to use it to make money. I'm going to be I'm going to be powerful again like I was back in the 80s as a businessman. This time, though, I'm not going to play by all the rules. So he sends Mayhem after Ms. Metal, who is in the middle of a live stream. Word gets back to basically to Cookie and AJ and Benjamin, because they basically get the word from Simon, who's watching all this stuff, and says, hey, bros, you need to go take care of this right now. So they give that info to AJ and Benjamin, who go to their mom and say, Mom, look what's going on. We need help. We got to figure this out. So essentially, Mayhem has already been dispatched. What ends up happening is Rosie has no formal training as a superhero, is getting her ass kicked on a live stream until Cookie shows up. Cookie shows up because she's going to be the one that trains Rose, Ms. Metal, how to defend herself and to be a hero. They recognize who she is. They know who she is. Because her mom finds out too and calls everybody and says, you got to stop her. You got to stop her. Simon's like, go get her. I'm not doing anything. This is on you guys. I'm working for the CIA. I'm not doing anything. You guys go do it. Because Simon's still got a chip on his shoulder. So Cookie goes to get her. Mayhem has been kicking her ass on a live stream. Cookie goes, shows up, basically kicks Mayhem's ass, says, okay, come on, Rose, you're coming with me. I'm going to teach you how to defend yourself. I'm going to teach you how to be a hero. So they bring her back. All of a sudden, though, we start seeing this. Everybody saw the live stream. Everybody saw what was going on. It becomes viral. She becomes the influencer du jour, as it is. Everybody knows who she is now. She's a hero now. She's got a target on her back. Needs to learn how to do all this. So everybody gathers at the headquarters of the Guardians. Basically, so Paul's there. Cookie's obviously there with Rose. AJ shows up. Benjamin shows up. Simon's like, yeah, you're on your own, dude. And then, you know, basically the guy they call Benefactor shows up. He's the one, you know, he's the one that's been footing the bill all this time. He basically says, okay, well, if this is the case, you're going to have to, you know, you're going to have to teach her to protect herself. So they call in these other heroes these younger heroes that have been starting up. There's Blue Streak. He's basically, think of like the Flash. He's a speedster. He shows up. And then, essentially, they figure out, you know, there's Mayhem, there's Oops. There's, yeah. Where did I get rid of Psionic Sadist, or is she back over here? So essentially, Psionic Sadist is working with Mayhem. She gets hired because she's like a for hire kind of person. And then they figure, and then you discover, you know, through all these different things, that there's aliens that are basically backing Davis, working with Davis to back him. They're using these. I'll draw. Oops, it's over here. There we go. So essentially, there's the cannon fodder of the aliens are called the Men in Black. So they got these flat top haircuts, these widow peak haircuts. They wear these dark glasses, very expressionless. Black, 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 black. It's all filled in. Da, 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 da. They have these black suits, black ties. They look like mafioso guys, but they're not. They're essentially just cloned. They're cloned cannon fodder. That's basically it. They're just black. They have black. They wear black sunglasses because their eyes are pitch black, and it freaks people out. And it's just what they think is what they need to basically hide themselves. So these are the proverbial men in black that you see people talk, you know, you hear people talking about when it comes to UFO stories, that kind of thing, because that's them. They're the aliens. Black suits, white shirts, black ties. These are the MIBs. So these are the guys that are essentially the cannon fodder of the aliens. Men in Black. Basically, Frankenstein-looking Men in Black. They're kind of gangly, though. They're not very, you know, they're deceptively, they're very deceptive looking because they're still strong. Because they're aliens, they're clones, but they basically, these are the MIBs. Men in Black. They are the cannon fodder of the aliens that are working with Davis. Okay? And Davis basically, since he doesn't get, he wanted basically Rosie, a sample of Rosie's metal, so he could basically recreate it, reproduce it, market it. Because he has another product that basically is that he has been trying. Davis has been trying to perfect. Call these what they call these omni suits. These suits are essentially. They give people superpowers. He's trying to make money by making everybody into superheroes and then selling these suits that makes people into like superheroes, as, you know, so he can have his own private army, rent them out, make money, that kind of thing. He's getting this technology from the aliens, but it's not quite working with humans. So he wants a sample of this metal as kind of like a hedge. If he can use this, recreate it, and give it to these mercenaries like Mayhem, they can use it to make money. Their own private army. Unfortunately, Mayhem doesn't get the sample. He doesn't get a sample of Rosie's metal skin, metal armor, because Cookie stops Mayhem at the mall, takes her away. Well, they figure out what's going on. They figure out where they are. They're back at their headquarters, essentially. The Guardians' headquarters. Okay? And so he tells the aliens, I need help. I need to borrow some of your guys. The alien's like, okay, here you go. Here's a bunch of guys. So Davis sends them to the headquarters, okay, to basically attack and try to get the sample again. Mayhem is, he's as far as the heroes know, he's in custody. Come to find out, Psionic Sadist was basically, she was dressed as a cop, and she basically was the cop that arrested Mayhem, and then they ended up just, taking a police cruiser, killing the cop who had the police cruiser, and escaping. So now, Mayhem is free. Sadist and Mayhem are free. They're going to meet up with their client, who they don't know who it is. It's Davis. But meanwhile, Davis has gotten some men in black from the aliens, go after Rosie and Cookie and everybody at headquarters. So they go. The men in black attack the headquarters. Everybody's like, what the hell's going on? We're under attack, yada, yada, yada. So they manage to defeat the men in black. They figure out a way to defeat them. But the base is just kind of all ripped up. They don't know who did this. They don't know who hired Mayhem. They discover Mayhem is not in police custody. He's disappeared. They don't know where he is. So they're like, okay, we need information. Well, maybe Simon has some information. And everybody's like, Simon's not going to talk to us. He's for some reason, he's got a chip on his shoulder and he doesn't want to talk to us. So Cookie's like, I will go talk to my son. And Rose, you're coming with me. It's time for you to meet Simon. So they decide to take a road trip to Arlington to go to CIA headquarters to talk to Simon. So, to get information. So they get down there. Simon, obviously he's not happy to, he's kind of happy to see his mom, but he's not happy for the reason that she's there. He's basically thinking, is that the only reason why you would come to see me, Mom? You want information? And Cookie basically has an ulterior motive. Obviously, she wants to get information from her son to help, but she's trying to patch things up with the family. She's very much the matriarch. She's obviously the matriarch of the family. She wants things to be patched up. She wants everybody to be a happy family again. That is her American dream, to have a happy family. Simon, though, is still upset with his mom. Because why are you here, Mom? You're I love you, but you're just basically here because you want information. You're not here to see me, to talk to me. It's the middle child syndrome thing. So, anyway, they get there. Cookie and Simon. This is Leslie. Leslie. This is Simon. And essentially, Simon basically tells Cookie, I don't know who's doing this. I don't know what's going on. I will find out because you're my mom. I will tell you, and I don't want you getting hurt. I will try to find out. So Simon, the meeting busts up. They go and do their thing, and Simon says to because he's kind of high up in the CIA. He goes to one of his subordinates and says, okay, look, I need you to start gathering information, start looking into this. All right? You look into this from this angle. I'll do this from this angle. So he sends his little lackey off, not knowing that this lackey, this subordinate, is actually working for Davis as well. He's been selling out the CIA. He's been passing information along to this unknown person. He only knows him by the name Davis. None of these guys know about the old days. The CIA is very much compartmentalize all that information about the heroes and the fight and everything. Nobody knows this big battle happened back in the 80s that defeated Davis and put him back into hell. All they knew is all the heroes suddenly just disappeared for, a week or two while, all these other villains were running around. The cops managed to stop them and everything, but all the heroes had disappeared back in the 80s. They just kind of went away. They vanished. Nobody knew what happened to them. What happened to them? They disappeared. Then all of a sudden they start to slowly show up again. But it was because of Davis. Everybody had gone to hell to fight Davis, and they managed to defeat Davis and keep him there. But then when everybody got back, it was like, you know what? It's quiet. We're going to take some time off. We're going to take it easy. That took a lot. And that's why everybody kind of vanished. Heroes kind of decided, well, nobody's doing anything. We're just going to retire. But you still had AJ, and you had Benjamin, and you had Cookie, and you had a couple others that basically just, they kind of kept an eye on things, but everybody else just kind of went their own way and kind of retired. Now here we are. Ms. Metal, Leslie, Rosie, basically kick-started everything again. Villains are starting to come out. Mayhem's coming back. You got these men in black showing up at the old headquarters and starting attacking. Why? What do they want? What do they need? Because Mayhem never really said what he wanted. He just started attacking Rose. The plan was he would defeat Rose, bring her back to Davis. He would try to extract the metal and sell it and mass produce it. Mass produce it and sell. Didn't happen that way. So now we got this whole thing going on. Simon's got to look into it. One of his guys, one of his subordinates, is a double agent selling information to Davis. Well, what happens? What goes on from there? I've got a few. I did a page, kind of an idea of what happens from there. But that's basically where we stop with the story right now. I'm not gonna tell you everything. Plus, I haven't finished writing it. I'm still working on it. I'm still working on the story. But this basically could encompass maybe about, I don't know. You could probably get about, if you do a standard comic book, if you're doing a standard comic book run, I could stretch this out to about 12 issues. Throwing in some extra, quote unquote, random encounters with other villains, fights, action to keep the story flowing. This is all kind of like the overarching story of what I'm talking about. Davis is back. Davis has come back. He's managed to get back out of hell. I will say, there's a big fight with Davis and somebody else, not the heroes, but somebody else. There's a big fight. I had an idea for that. But that's basically what I'm talking about, okay? That's what I'm basically talking about. All right. Let's see. Oh, man. I could have done an ad view. Well, then. Well, that's all right. We'll get there. But that's basically the overall story. And yes, I do have a script that I have been working on. Let me see. Do I have... Yes. I will show you. I will not show you the script. I'll show you that the scripts exist. But let's see. Where we go? Pages here. We're going in. I've written them all in pages because I've got a... I know some people who might be able to help you crowdfund when you're ready. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Where's my comic book scripts? There it is. Boom. Bitstream, Fortune Cookie, Ms. Metal. Yeah. So, essentially, yeah. Here you go. Here's the scripts. There's episode 1. There's episode 2. There's episode 3. Here's the start of it right here. Time to shop. This is where Mayhem shows up. Starts attacking Ms. Metal, and Cookie shows up. here's what happens afterwards. So basically, this is technically episode 1. This is episode 2. This becomes episode 3 and then 4 and you know, some story element ideas about some other stuff. Let's see, fortune cookie. Yep. So this basically is kind of like an interspersed story. What was Cookie doing when she got word, hey, we need you to go get Rosie? This is what she was doing. That's the script right there. Because that was going to be another like short 6-page, 8-page type of comic book. That kind of thing. Okay? Yeah. I also did a script for Bitstream, for Benjamin. I've got a story for him that I did. And then I've got another one called The Freemason, which is kind of like a cross between, it's kind of like a cross between Indiana Jones and, what's that? What was that Nicolas Cage, American Treasure? It's kind of like a cross between that. Indiana Jones and Nicolas Cage's American Treasure. So it's kind of that kind of thing. Oh, there goes my tummy. But yeah, that's those are some scripts that I've got kind of in different stages of development. But yeah, I'm gonna put this over here. And boom, there we go. Buddy Anthony runs different campaigns, Dark Grift Comics in my links. But I'd look for him on YouTube instead because he's more active there, pays more attention to chat there. Okay, that's cool. That's fine. Oh, I'm running out of juice here. But yeah, that's basically kind of like my overall ideas, that kind of thing. I've based on my art. I am one of the biggest critics of my own art. I feel like, you know, I can't really draw that well enough to make it a good book. I could probably squeak by with some stuff, some interspersed stuff, but I feel like I definitely couldn't draw it to what, you know, to what I would be happy with, because you're always your worst critic, right? No matter what you do, you're always your own worst critic. So that's kind of how I feel about it. But okay. So let's do this. I've been doing some sketching, I'm doing some warm up, been talking a while. Let's go ahead and let's just start. Yeah. Let's just start working on. So this is a model I threw in Clip Studio Paint. I'm in Clip Studio Paint here. This is my own. I basically created this model to created it and saved it to be for Ms. Metal here. That's who this is for. Okay. Yeah, I don't like that. But the eye there, eye there. I really shouldn't be doing like a lot of detail here because this is going to be more. I would get into more of the ink when I do the inks, you know. So That was the thing with her too, that I've always kind of thought about is because her eyes are when she has the metal skin, she her her eyes are like white, like how like Batman's and Robin's and when they had the mask and all that, it's all kind of whitish. So yeah, that's kind of how I saw it. So, but anyway, yep. Do. I'm in pen. Yeah, I'm in pencil here. I'm in pencil mode. Oop, I gotta. Yeah. This should be more of like a rough thing. But it's now is this cheating? Yes, totally cheating. I totally accept that I'm cheating. I'm using a model and I'm cheating. I completely admit I'm cheating. Now, do I give a fuck? Nope. Because these are the same kind of tools that the manga artists use get their work done. Because they're cranking. Have you seen? So there's this guy on YouTube called Paolo from Tokyo, and he's done a couple of. He did one for a mangaka, an artist, a comic book artist, a manga artist. Oops. And honestly, yeah, tools are tools. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. And I mean, this is what they use in Japan. Oh, son of a bitch. This is what they use in Japan to draw. What the hell? Have I been son of a bitch? All right. That the manga artists use to draw with. So why wouldn't I? You know? Why wouldn't I? I mean, this pencil line should be. Yeah, the pencil line should be. I don't want to go back because I did such a wonderful job there. Because I got the face the way I want it, basically. So. I don't know. Fuck it. Let's just keep going. F it. Fuck it. We're doing it live. We're doing it live. Doing it live, boys. All right, we're doing it live. How's everybody else doing today, though? That's the main question. How's everything? I know how Show is doing today. Hey, Show, are you doing are you doing one of your political streams tonight? Are you doing one of your streams tonight? Actually, do you want to come on this stream via voice? You can come on if you want and chat. I do better when it's back and forth like that. Honestly. So, I like doing the open mic thing. So, you know what? Fuck it. That's what we're doing. We're doing open mic. Hang on, folks. We're doing open mic. Do. Copy link. Okay. So. Oh, you're on Dear Sarge later? Awesome. Awesome. Okay, cool. All right. So, anybody that wants to get into the chat right now, not chat, but onto this stream right now via voice, right there. There it is. I'm going to pin that right now. There. It has been pinned. All right. It is in the chat right now. Actually, let me pin it like this. Pin this message like that. So if you go to the Rumble chat right now, there is a link that is pinned. If you go there and you click that link, you will be able to join me via voice here on the stream, which I would actually prefer. So it's an open mic. It's open mic, baby. Come and join me. It is open mic. Be a part of the stream. It's open mic. Come and join me. And just to entice you, where is it? Here, let me entice you. There. Come join me. Join me on stream. God, that looks great. Yeah. Just trying to get done out here with enough time to shower before Sarge. You're fine. You're fine, dude. You're fine. I get it. I get it, bro. I know. You're fine. Anybody else, though, that wants to join, you're more than welcome to, obviously. By all means, join me. Join me. And together we will rule the galaxy as father and son. Do, 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 do. Hi, everybody. So, yeah. Show asked me earlier what software I was using. I'm using Clip Studio Paint. I'm using version 2 right now. I would like to go to version 3. So, if you decide to do like a rant or something, that will go towards getting me Clip Studio Paint 3. Just saying. Actually, no, I don't want to do, I'm not doing toes. I'm not doing feet like that. So, that's some of the things I've always kind of struggled with the design for her, for Ms. Metal, is she obviously wears clothes. I've always kind of thought of it like this, because she looks like she's naked, but she's not. I've always thought of it, well, I mean, here, maybe she is, but here's the thing. Here's what I've always come up with the thing. If she's wearing clothes, the metal only covers her skin. So any clothes she's wearing over her skin, you know, shorts, underwear, whatever, the metal does not obviously go into that. It just covers her skin. It infuses into her skin. So therefore, you could see her in her metal form state, you know, covered with the metal. But she could be wearing, you know, shorts, sneakers, socks, a jacket, whatever, you know? Oops. Let's use the right thing, Rich. Let's use the right thing. Oops. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of, I don't give a fuck. Okay. I've been talking a lot, you know? That long, big thing of talking about my storyline. Sometimes I wonder, well, I mean, there's people out there that. I started here on Rumble based on my Second Amendment streams, which I would love to do again. I don't know. I just haven't had a lot of time to. Plus, you know, the fact I'm doing this, I was super bored today after I got my stuff done. But I do have ideas. And I did see Chris Pavlovsky posted that they are working on, for Rumble, they are working on the what do you call it? The search for here on Rumble to find stuff. So I'm very looking forward to that, simply because I have stuff that just would not, it just doesn't translate well into, it doesn't really translate well into a live stream in regards to the content that I want to do. Okay? I keep forgetting I can do this. I would much prefer to do, I like doing live streams, don't get me wrong. I enjoy live streaming. I would just prefer that some of the videos that I do be pre-produced, and then I throw them on like Premiere or something like that. So I get the, I get the time on the studio for, like, say, the creator program. I would love to do the creator program. I really would. So. But I'm just like, I work a full-time job and I make way more doing that than I would from the creator program. It's extra money, yes. Yes. I could technically still do it because it fits well within what I could be doing here. It's fine. I got no problem with that. It's just, getting into doing that kind of stuff. Yeah, standalone videos are still rough on here, even with my show growth. My standalone vids lag. Yeah, and I started, when I first started on here, I didn't realize that this was geared primarily towards live stream. I saw a lot of people live streaming. I thought, oh, well, that's great. That's fantastic. But I was producing shows at night. After work, I would come down to the studio. I would produce the shows. Then I would upload them. And then I would just friggin' the day of and the night before. Yeah. And there's no monetization method for the standalones outside of ad revenue. Yeah, exactly. So I was, I was cranking them out at night after work. I'd come down to the studio and then upload them, and then I would get on social media and I would just pimp them, like a dude on the corner, trying to get his redheaded girlfriend to, do things, you know what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm putting down? You smelling what I'm cooking? That kind of thing. But anyway. I wanted to, that's how I thought it worked on here until I was in one of Lumpy's streams, and he was talking about how, Rumble is, it's primarily geared for live stream. I was like, oh, really? And I had only done one live stream at that point. That was episode like 24 of my 2A show. So I was like, okay. And that's when I switched and I started seeing a lot more growth. A lot more growth. So I was quite happy with that. Okay. No, no, there. Okay, I gotta get over here. So one of the things I learned when I'm doing this, I learned this from a professional inker. A professional inker. Comic book inker. I learned this because I was hanging out with those kinds of guys for a while. You want to pull. You don't want to push or, you could do left and right, that kind of thing, but you want to pull if you want nicer lines. So you want to pull. Get what I'm saying? You pick it up what I'm putting down? Pull. See how I'm going down instead of going up? Because it's easier. It's easier to pull than it is to push. That reminds me, I got to fix that. I do that too, I pop. I do little pops. I have no clue why. I am Tourette's guy of Rumble. Fuck paprika. All right. Fuck paprika. All right. I did her hand, right? I did her hand. Whoops. Oop. 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 Yes. We got it. Boom. Okay. Work on that eye, one eye there. Well, what's that? No, it's... yeah. What do you think? Let me know. Let me know. How's everybody doing, though? Hope everybody's having a good day. I always have to check in every now and again. Holy smokes, Bullwinkle. All right. Yeah. I think that looks good. I think that looks pretty good here. Mm-hmm. Okay. That looks good. That looks good. I'm liking how that's looking. All right. Need to do hair. I'm not a great hair guy. But we're going to try it. I don't think I have... Do I have any... I don't know if I have... I don't think I have any reference material. Here. See. Whoops. Let me see. Oop, I got to go back over here. No, that's not that. All right, let me do this. Ooh, excuse me. I mean, that looks pretty good there. Drawing reference. Okay. Hmm. Wait a minute. Hold on. Small object background motion down. Do I have anything? Well, for drawing, yeah, but let's shoot. Yep, I don't really have much. Okay, I have to come up with something. I guess I'm drawing it anyway. All right, here we go. Let me get back here so I can see what people are doing here. I need to see my chat. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the part of the artist will be played by some fuck. All right. All right, I'm going to throw this on a different layer. That's for sure. I'm going to throw this on a different layer. I don't want to, well, I mean, I could throw it on a vector layer, or a raster layer, I mean. Don't need to do it on a vector. No. God, that looks terrible, man. What the hell was that? What the hell was that? What the hell am I playing at here? Explain it to me, sir. Oh, shit. I told you. I'm the Tourette's guy, Rumble. Do I need all that? No, I don't. I saw somebody. I saw something. What are you people doing? Okay. Let's see how it looks. It's a start. That, I think, is, yeah, the nose. I got to work on the nose here. The nose is like a shadow. That's more like where the shadow is. There we go. There we go. That's much better. Okay. Yeah. There. Okay. Whoops. Nope. What the hell, man? There it is. Hmm. All right, that works. All right, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. All right, now I need a pen. Let's see here. Oh, jeez. 6. That might work. 5. Let me see what 5 does. 5 could be good. 5 could be good. I think 5 might work for what I need. Okay. Yeah. Oops. Okay, that'll work for now. That'll work. I think that'll work. What do you guys think? Think it'll work? All right, let's get this done here. Oops. I should have some music, but I don't. I can't get my Apple Music to play. Boop, boop, boop. Ladies and gentlemen. Okay, important question. Solid or outline eyebrows? All right. Which one? Solid or outline? Let me know in chat. What's your take? Oops. I know she's laying it on thick with the mascara. What do you think? It's like, dude, come on. I'm wondering, should I do a thinner line? Hop in the shower. Oh, yeah, no problem. No problem. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, I'll worry about that after. Right now, I just want to... Yeah. Okay. Can you hear the dog walking around upstairs? I may have to go get a drink because I'm getting kind of... getting thirsty here. So, again, for anybody that's curious, I'm using Clip Studio Paint version 2 right now. This is the perpetual license. I'm running this on Linux. This is Ubuntu 25.04, version 25.04. I'm running it wine wine bottles. Now, I don't get all the cool stuff with it, unfortunately, but I get enough that I can use it. And all of the material, all the reference material and everything else, I still have it installed on my Mac on the other side of the studio here, but I can still download and then copy it over, so it's not a big deal. What I was actually thinking about doing at some point was I was thinking about writing a little shell script that runs in the cron every now and again that just moves over like the new stuff, but we'll see. I was also thinking about just buying a what do you call it? Just a one of those cheapy mini PCs, you know, and then installing it on there. Well, whatever. We'll see. We shall see. Now remember, it's easier to pull than it is to push when you're drawing like this. Okay. All right, pop quiz chat. Who's your favorite comic book character? Throw it in the chat. Let's go. Pop quiz. This is going to count towards 130 your grade. Let's go. So the pen tablet I'm also using, or the tablet, the pen display I'm using, is a Huion Canvas GT191. It's a 19-inch. It's 1084. 1080. I should say 1084. 1084 is the model of monitor for the Commodore. 1080. It's a 1080 monitor. I would love to get a bigger one. I want the 24. The 24 or the 27-inch one. 27-inch one's like freaking $1,700 though. Well, times it either way. That's 3:30. Okay. 3:30 Eastern Time in God's time zone. If you drop me a rant, that money goes towards Clip Studio Paint 3 and future streams. Or even 4. I might update to 4. Who knows? I will also probably start implementing. The next stream I do, I'm probably going to start implementing if you drop like a certain amount rant, and I'll put it up. I'll do like a banner or something. I'll give you, I'll basically draw on stream like a little 3x5, like a trading card size picture, black and white picture. I'll draw it and ink it on stream. Oh, somebody's changing out the garbage. Do. There we go. Realized I went through a long monologue about my comic book universe and story I was coming up with. Hopefully it's something that people might be interested in. We'll see. Oh, God. See, that's what I mean. You gotta reposition it so that it works right. Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't know. It looks better in the blue than it does the black. Nope. 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 No, I want crap, 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 crap. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Mm, okay. Okay. Howdy to everybody in chat. Let's see. It looks like there's five people on Rumble, 2 on YouTube. Hello. Thanks for stopping in. I think it'd be cool if you said hi in the chat, honestly. Be my friend. Would you be my friend? Oh, Dashboard Nomad, thank you very much. Where's my thing? You get the jingle bell. It's cheesy, I know. It's cheesy, but it works. Thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Howdy, saw your post on X and thought I would stop by and say hi. Well, thank you, Dashboard. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Very nice of you. Thanks for taking the time out. Are you a regular Dashboard? Are you a regular Rumble user, or did you just sign up on Rumble just for the hay of it because you saw me and you thought I was doing pretty good? I am drawing an original character. My original character, her name is Ms. Metal. Let me just kind of zoom it out here. This is Ms. Metal. You will see why she's called Ms. Metal in a little bit. Let me just do this. Boom. But anyway, Oh, you hang out. Okay. Okay. Cool. So you probably seen me on his stream. I was on a couple weeks ago, I believe, on his stream, and I was on like earlier in 2025. Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, I was. You missed the whole long thing. I was going on about my different characters. Here. Oh, I should do that. Yeah, you can see. I was talking about all my different characters. And then I decided, well, I'm going to draw this. I'm going to draw her because why not? But anyway, all right. So I got that in. I'm kind of happy. I think. Yeah. Okay. I'm just looking to see if there's any broken lines that I can fix. I'm pretty sure I got all of them here. Okay. So. Add that. That becomes the reference for that. Okay. So now, let me get my reference material. Because I found some really good reference material for coloring her that I wanted. There we go. Pictures. Oh yeah, there's a drawing reference. Ms. Metal. There we go. No, I need a big one. Yep, that'll work. Yeah, I'll do those. Copy. And then I need to go here. Oh, shoot. No. Where was it? It was in... here. Yeah, that's where it was. Okay. Layer. Window. There's or was it over here? I don't remember now. No. 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 Where'd it go? See, there's a reference window that you can pull up, and Just trying to remember where I saw it, where it is. It's been a while. Like I said at the beginning, I haven't used this in a long time. Story, add page, import, duplicate page, page manager. I'm like 99% sure it was under layer or view. Layer settings. Transform. Man. All right. I'm gonna have to clip studio reference window. It's the subview feature. It's subview. Windows subview. No, that's not what I wanted. It was, you could have it like your own separate window. You could pop it out. Yeah. Yeah, this was it. This was it. This was it. Yep. Okay. Oh, shoot, yeah. Okay, that gives me that. Okay, yeah, that's what I want. All right. Shoot. Now I can't remember how to get the... Oh, wait. This is... There we go. Now I got it. Yeah, that's how. I see. Where's that pen marker? Mono pen, yeah. Yep, that's how it's done. That's the only bad thing. It doesn't. Yeah, I gotta. Oh, I should probably turn this on so I can see better. Yeah. So yeah, this reference image is from um, uh, Batman, Superman, or Superman, Batman, Gods and Demons. Um, so that's. Yeah, but she's got her. See how she's got her eyes though. I'm gonna use that color for her eyes. Make it a little bit bigger here. Oh, oh, oh crap! What the hell, man? Well, that don't seem right. Color. There. Let's see how that looks. Much better. Much better. Okay. And then we go here. Okay. All right, gotta head out, but glad to know you have content like this. I'll definitely be checking it out. Have a great weekend. Thanks, Dashboard. Appreciate it, man. Have a good one. Yeah, I don't usually do a lot of this stuff, but you know what? I'm going to do it a little bit more often because it seems like people like this. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some more of this stuff. This seems to be what people really like. Which is fine. I mean... It just saved. Need that soft. That looks, yeah, that's, yep, that works. I could also do the blend, I think. I could probably get the blend. Yeah, blend would, I mean, I could try, let me try the blend instead of the... No. Nope, I need the eraser for that. That seems a lot better, don't you think? That seems a lot better. Okay. Oh. Oops, a little too much. Yeah, you can hear my stomach go gurgle, gurgle. Let me see how she got. Okay. And then you just go like this. That seems to work a lot better than the flipping. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm going to need to do down here, too. Yeah. Yeah, I'm liking this. What do you think? Let me know, chat. What do you think? Yeah, I can. Foot. Yeah. I think we're getting ready to eat, she said. This early? What time is it? It's 4 o'clock? That seems a little early to me. That seems a little early. I don't know. Seems a little early. But okay, maybe. Alright, well, you know what? I gotta... Oh, my 9 erase Okay. So we gotta do basically that. Because remember, we gotta think what's facing that side of the, where's the light at? Where is the light at? Go a little bit smaller here. Yeah. Okay, I'm coming. All right, well, that's going to end the stream right there. You guys have a great day. Enjoy yourself. I'll be back at some point later on. But hey, thanks for being a part of the stream. I appreciate it. Have a good one.